conscientious objector is someone who refuses to fight as they believe that violence is wrong. In the poem, the persona is a conscientious objector to death, as this is what war equals. You could also link in the idea of objecting to death as actually objecting to war itself. The main technique that the poet uses in this poem is that of personification. Death is presented as a bully, someone interested in money, always wanting more, someone who is superior, who picks on the weak and the poor, and someone who acts like a slave driver. The impact and the effect comes from the personification, but maybe that is the poem's weakness, because actually death doesn't kill people, people kill people. I shall die, but that is all I shall do for death, suggests that the poet is certain of death. And death is personified immediately. We get the image of death as the Grim Reaper on a horse, leading his horse out of the stall. The fact that the poet can hear him clatter on the barn floor is a good use of onomatopoeia, which suggests that this is real and we can hear the reality of this description. Him and he are use of pronouns to suggest a distance. He is in haste, he has business in Cuba, business in the Balkans. The repetition of business suggests that death is his job and he has many calls to make to the dead. The persona suggests that they will not help by holding the horse in place, and they are refusing to help death do his business all the way through this poem. An interesting thing to think about is if you replace death with war, how does that read? Does it mean the same thing, or is there a subtle difference in what the poet is trying to say? Though he may flick my shoulders with his whip is a metaphor suggesting how close death is and how powerful and threatening it can be. You've got the idea of a fox hunt or a hunt for a black boy hiding in a swamp, and again we can see this as metaphorical and perhaps referring to people who have narrowly escaped from death. The persona seems to have had a close encounter themselves with his hoof on my breast, but even then they do not wish to cooperate. The short stanza at the end, where the persona again reiterates that they will not help, suggests perhaps that life has been cut short. I will not tell him the whereabouts of my friends, nor of my enemies either, and the juxtaposition of friends and enemies suggests that the real enemy here is death. Though he promised me much, I will not map him the route to any man's door. A suggestion that people who were persuading people to go to war are the ones to blame, promising soldiers heroics, promising soldiers medals, promising soldiers glory if they went to war. An example question could be to explain or explore how Millay personifies war, and think about the theme and how she uses the idea of death to talk about her objection to war as an idea.